Dang, bro.
There it is. Are we live though? Okay. It says we're live. All right. On Twitter, it looks like we are live. Yep, we're live on Twitter. Oh yeah, and I can hear myself. Okay, let's do YouTube. Am I live there? Let me reload here. And
Please
yep,
hold.
we're live. We're live on YouTube as well. What about Instagram? I'm counting on you to check that one.
Oh, Instagram.
Yep. No, I don't know. I can't tell if we're live on Instagram.
Yeah, we
yet.
live.
Yeah,
We live.
Yep, we're live.
Perfect.
We're live on
check
YouTube
Instagram.
as well.
Although the screen's a little
On
weird,
Instagram.
it's because we're
Yeah,
wide.
check
It's
out.
like
On Instagram.
I don't know if you can see
no,
my phone.
I
See my
can't tell
phone?
if we're live on this. Yeah, we live.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yep, we're live on YouTube as well.
Oh man, you
You
sound
might
like
want to put that volume down, bro.
Because we're live. It's like,
You may want to put that volume down on your phone.
oh,
see
yeah.
my phone? Yeah, we live.
Okay, and we're live on LinkedIn as well. Cool, man. We are live, bro. We're live.
We out here. We out here
Welcome.
trying to do things.
Yeah, man. We're
So-
live here trying to do things. Well, good morning. Time on deck, 9:27. No, 9:57 on this beautiful Friday morning in South Florida. I mean, I know I'm the Miami marketer, which because my shirt says it now. I got new shirts. If you know me, you know I'm always wearing a funnel hacker shirt or a high level shirt or some type of like software shirt. But I say, you know what? I'm gonna start wearing my own shirt. So shout out to Jessica Signs from Promo Products. She's a part of my BNI chapter.
As the
So,
kids say, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's the one.
I'm gonna do my own thing, man.
Yeah, that's-
What's up, man? Go introduce yourself to our like one or two people that are watching our stream, our podcast.
Yes, I'm Stephen Menard. I'm an auto broker with Motorbreeze and also a success coach with BNI. So that's where the mindset and marketing comes in.
And you do a
So,
lot. And you do a lot, man.
Yeah. So
Fun fact,
Yeah,
we actually
we
do
do
this every
that.
Friday. We get together every Friday, except last week. Actually, no, mentira. We actually did get together last week. We just didn't do the podcast.
we did a planning
week.
strategy meeting tomorrow. Next week we won't be able to get together because of training, but
That's right.
it's all good. That's why we batch things.
Is there something going on next week that that's important for us?
There is. It's the 17th. Total Wine. We've been talking about it for the last month. Speed networking in person. We're at 152 signups or more plus.
I'm checking right now. I'm checking
And,
right now. The last time I checked was what 152, I think.
You know, and generally when you do an event, half don't show up. But we're a little worried that if half do show up, we're going to have a lot of people. So we may need to cut this thing before it gets out of hand.
All right. Yeah. I think you're right. Okay. So 157 people registered on Eventbrite. Okay. And we paid extra to allow up to 250 tickets registrations on Eventbrite. Now, the whole point of the tickets is to RSVP for the event, so that way we get a head count. However, the Total Wine location classroom has a limited size. Literally, it's first come, first serve. And just like you said, like I mean, I do kind of share your concern about like, should we stop doing the registration so that way, because we might actually fill up. I don't know, bro. I really don't know, because I the most successful event that I've ever had, especially with like meetups, is about 50 to 60% people that registered show up. All right.
How many registered at that event? The one you're talking about?
I don't remember. Like, I think I had like 100 people register, and I had maybe like 60 people show up, which is a good number. So it's very rare that everyone who registers goes. But this is just Eventbrite. I have about 16 registered on one of my meetups, and I have another 6 registered in the other meetup. So, and then there's people that just don't register and they just attend and they just go. So let me see it. So 150, so let's keep it simple. 150 divided by 2 is 75, right? Carry the 2.175 people.
Genius.
So it looks like as of right now, we may have our 50% showing up, 80 some odd people. So that's exciting. And shout out to our co-sponsors which are Staffy, right? STAFI. And we also have A to Z Social Agency. They're going to go out there. They're supporting the project. They're supporting the event. And because of them, we're able to get prizes for our guests. We also got to invest in the Eventbrite ticketing system as well.
Yep.
And you're going to be getting what is it? What kind of board you're going to get?
Charcuterie.
Wow. So fun.
Not a charcuterie.
No, Steven. You don't listen. You don't have to say it wrong again.
Oh, okay. I just think it's funny. We're all about high class over here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But yeah, we'll have some charcuterie, bottles of water, because that is needed, and you're gonna need water while you're power speed networking, and we're gonna have a wine pour. We're gonna be giving away some bottles, popping some bottles. It's gonna be a good time.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, so here's what I've done. All right, so me being the geek that I am, I went to ChatGPT and I said, act as an expert speed networker with over 20 years of experience. I want you to give me top 13 no bull tips every professional network needs to know to get the most out of a 2-minute per person speed networking session. And I'm going to read them to you. And I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Okay. So the first one, you ready? Prepare an elevator pitch. Have a clear, concise introduction ready. Include who you are, what you do, and what value you offer. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like to do a little more targeted. Who you are, what you do, and who can help you, and what professionals are you looking to meet?
Okay, so what's that sound like? Okay, so hi, my name is Carlos. I'm a digital marketer that specializes in marketing automation, and I help experts, coaches, and consultants reach and exceed $1 million in sales using marketing and sales automations. That's
pretty clear. Hey, I'm Steven Menard with Motor Breeze. I'm your auto concierge. I help you buy and lease a new car and save you a ton of time and money, and you do not pay me a fee. I am looking to connect with busy professionals such as lawyers and doctors and or parents, single parents, moms who just don't have time for the shenanigans. Make your life a lot easier. Don't waste your weekend at a dealership. Boom.
It's kind of long, man. How am I supposed to remember all that?
Well, I edit as I go.
you construct the plane while in flight. I got you. I'm the same way. But you know
that
what?
was still under 30 seconds because we each have a minute.
It is. However, I think that you should be more succinct and straight to the point. Hi, my name is Steven Menard. I help busy professionals buy cars without them having to actually step foot into a dealership. That might be a
okay. I like it.
One way to do it. I am the Miami marketer, bro. So
you are the Miami marketer, so there's a reason for that.
So yeah, Taylor, without stepping foot into a dealership, I'll deliver the car of your dreams.
I like that.
And then
buy or lease.
I will get you your car of your dreams without you having to step foot in the dealership. Like that covers buy and lease.
Don't pay me a fee, because that's an important distinction.
Without a fee.
Because any broker that asks for a fee up front, you better run from them. They're a bunch of scammers. You don't pay us.
Cool. All right. So yeah, the elevator pitch, crucial, important, because you only got a few seconds to have them remember who you are, and always have some type of like little bit of a wow into your elevator pitch. So that way they're like, okay, I remember that $1 million in sales. What car of my dreams while stepping foot in the dealership, like little things like that. All right. Second one, set clear goals. Know what you want from each interaction, be it a potential client, a referral source, or a strategic partner. I mean, you're not going to know that. Okay. Wait, hold on. What do you think about that? Like, I told ChatGPT speed networking, so I wonder why I would say this.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack. I mean, I try to treat everyone as a strategic partner. I'm looking to connect in their network, so I'm not trying to sell to them. And if they become a client and they need it, great. But I'm not trying to pitch them. I'm trying to, kind of create a relationship and not just sell to them. And like I said, if everybody needs a car at some point, so it's 9 times out of 10 they'll say, "Oh, I need your card." So
yeah,
but I try not to come off as the sale. Well, I actually try to be more helpful for them. I'll ask them more questions to see where or how I can help them.
Dude, I think that approach is the smartest way to go about it, because it takes the pressure off of you as a salesperson, right? And it also takes the pressure off of them, because everybody that hears that like salesy, pitchy tone, they get a little bit guarded at that moment. So if you're looking to focus on how to make them a strategic partner by learning about what kind of referrals do you want, what kind of people you want me to introduce you to, I think that already makes the relationship easier, because you're not going to pitch anybody 1 minute, 2 minutes, or whatever, and you're not going to do it in the first day. What I like to do is I like it when people come to me and say, by the way, Carlos, what is it you do? And then say, well, I build marketing automated systems that help you scale whatever you're doing manually, so that way you don't have to keep doing the things that take up a lot of your time and what makes you money while you're sleeping. I can work on that. However, they're like, you know what? In my business, how do you think that can apply? Now they're making themselves my potential client. They put themselves in that position. And I like to use this phrase whenever I teach my marketing stuff, is that everyone loves to buy, but nobody likes to feel sold. They always want to feel like they found a great opportunity. And if it makes sense, they want to jump on it. And I always want to put that on them, because it makes that experience so much better. So I would replace, be it a potential client, I would focus it on making that person maybe a potential referral source. But even then, I don't want to worry about referral source. Strategic partner. How can I help that person with my connections? And I think that's a better approach for speed networking. Okay, cool, man.
Absolutely.
All right, third one. Oh, this is a tough one for me. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage dialogue by asking questions that require more than a yes/no answer. This helps you gauge if there's potential for a deeper connection. Well, this is going to be tough in a 2-minute speed networking setting.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some type of question, because there's only so much you could say, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much how I go about it. There's not much more you can do within that time frame.
Yeah, I'm gonna push back on ChatGPT. Like, listen, man, there's only so many open-ended questions you can ask at the speed networking event. So I would say no. But anyone that's watching this video, this episode, this podcast, or listening in, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are there any open-ended questions you can actually ask within a 2-minute time frame for two people to ask, and open up that dialogue? So
my key 2 questions will be, what phrases should I listen for to help refer you, and what professionals could send you continual referrals? Who do you want to connect with? I don't want to connect you with a one-off. If I do, great. I want to try to connect someone that can be a continual source for you, and you can build a partnership with them.
It's a good point. And you as yourself, you should know how to answer this question too, because if you're not thinking of this, then that means that you don't know who you're catering to. One of my pet peeves is that when I ask this question and they reply with anyone, it just doesn't work, because
anyone gets you no one.
Exactly. If you can serve everyone, you'll serve no one. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So in marketing world, it's the same exact thing. Just because you could serve everyone doesn't mean your marketing message is not supposed to be direct and specific. The specificity will cause more results in a positive direction. But if you're just like, hey, man, I serve everyone.
What do they say? It'll set off the reticular activator to help getting people to think, and not just people just gloss over it. Did I say it right? I don't know.
I don't know, but it sounded good.
I gotta read more so my vocab can catch up.
When you say read, do you read or do you listen to audiobooks?
I do listen to audiobooks, but I do have books where if I like it enough, I will buy the physical book and try to read it while listening, so you can actually hit double reticular activators, I guess.
Right, because there's people that learn better by looking, people that prefer hearing, and people that prefer touching. So if you're listening and touching the book and reading along, you can actually cover the three methods of learning. So, which is a great segue to the next tip. Listen actively. Show genuine interest. Listen more than you talk to understand their needs and how you can assist. Oh, I know you got something to say about this.
Actually, I don't. What I was thinking, I wanted to go back real quick, thinking about books, is that what you're doing is you're helping people get to that 4-hour work week. If you ever read that book, it's a good book, but what you're doing
Of course.
is helping them
Of
get
course I
there.
read the book.
What?
Of course I read the book. My takeaway from that book is you have to outsource. You have to find the right assistants to help you with that. But my challenge is, which by the way, I know Staffy handles the outsourcing component. They do the stuff that until you start outsourcing, you don't realize these are the crucial steps to make sure that the person you're outsourcing to knows exactly the way you want to do it. But that's a conversation for another day. But the challenge I've always faced was creating the processes, because I'm so used to doing things my way. It's just a natural. I work faster just doing it on my own, that I've never thought about documenting the process. Well, no, I have. But before, I never thought about documenting the process and then having someone follow that process. And then when it breaks, you know exactly what needs to get updated in the process. And that's the only way you grow. That's it. There's just no secret about it. And that was
SOPs.
my takeaway. Yeah, SOPs. I actually bought a software on AppSumo recently about business processes. I'm going to try it out, see how it works. But it creates like a visual flow chart on what processes are supposed to look like with the conditions and all that stuff. But anyways, and the 4-hour work week, I highly recommend it because it helps you learn how to outsource what you don't need to be spending your time on. So that way your business benefits more from the stuff you're really, really good at, like podcasting with Stephen Menard. All right.
Oh yeah.
Listen actively, but we didn't talk about the actual thing. The actual tip: show genuine interest. Listen more than you talk to understand their needs and how you can assist.
Yeah. So what they always say: you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them proportionally. So ask good questions and just listen.
I must confess, I think I have some form of adult ADD, because sometimes I'll start drifting. And then you literally tell me your name like seconds before, and I already forgot it. That's like one of my challenges. So you know what? That's something we should have at the event.
So how do you get around that?
Putting name tags. We will put name tags on everybody. Okay, because you get to hear it, but you'll probably forget it. But then you get to see the name in front of you, right? Yep. So that's going to be helpful. But yeah, listen actively. It's a skill. Listening is a skill, and I'm okay with it. But I know there's a lot of room to improve. So yeah, but I highly agree. You want to listen for certain keywords. But when you do your pitch, when you come up with that little like unique gambit that, like, for example, like helping coaches reach and exceed $1 million, you a car of your dreams while stepping foot into a dealership. These are like little things that help them catch things that they heard, so that way they can remember you when they follow up with you. So help the active listeners. All right, and next one.
Some ways with the active listening is sometimes repeat like the last 3 words they say, so they know that you're listening. Don't do it overly, but if it feels right, again, this is speed networking, so I don't know if we can get that deep. I think this is more on the one-to-one basis, but that's one thing. And then as you have plenty of cards, come with cards. I know people are doing the digital cards. Sometimes physical cards are better because that way you can actually write down things you've talked about on that card. So when you do follow up with them, you'll have a point of reference to make it a more impactful follow-up than just like, hey, great meeting you.
Dude, I think that's an actual game changer for active listening and making the other person feel like they're being heard. In the Marines, we learned to literally use their language, regurgitate their actual words, because they feel like you're connecting with them. So that way, whenever you say something, they will hang on to your words. I used to make the mistake of trying to sound smarter, or trying to rephrase it so that way maybe I could understand it or whatever. But I learned that actually impacted the conversation, because they felt like I was either trying to make them feel stupid, or although I was coming up with a paraphrased version of what they were saying, they felt that maybe because they don't use that language, they couldn't connect with it. So just literally use their language back at them, and they're like, damn, man, Carlos really gets me, or Steven really gets me. And that helps the conversation.
Yep.
Cool tip, man. Okay. exchange contact information. Always have a business card or digital contact info. You just said this. Dude, did you look at my show notes here?
I'm clairvoyant.
Always clairvoyant. Fancy word. Always have a business card or digital contact info ready to share quickly. Duh. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I hate this, but I love it. I'm a digital
What's
guy,
that?
but a business card can't replace it. You need a
Yeah, I mean the
physical thing.
digital cards are cool, but if you don't send them a text right then and there, you're gonna lose that contact. So I always, if I do have to take a digital card, I'll always try to send them a text, say hey, and then send them my card and where we met at. So there's a point of reference.
Here's a tip that I learned in the Marines when I was a recruiter. You have your business card, but the business card has your office line. All right. But handwrite your cell phone on the card. And here's why. Because now this card has more value to it. Because apparently, if you do that, the impression is that you don't share your cell phone with anybody. So they go ahead, look, man, do me a favor. This is my cell phone. Text me at this number so that way we can keep in touch. Now you've made them have a reason to specifically remember your cell phone, your business card. So that was one of my tips that I learned. Game changer.
That is a great tip. However, my handwriting's atrocious.
And take your time. Take your time.
What?
You got to practice that.
My
Dude,
handwriting is like
how hard is it to write 7 numbers or 10?
It's a drunk LSE chicken that stumbled across the road. Everybody says that she's a doctor, so I'll contemplate it, but I don't know if we have time because I'll
try it out, man. Try it out, test it out, see if you get a text.
I'll get back to you.
Text me. Let's keep in touch. All right, next one. Exchange. Okay, I would write that. Note key details. Yeah, I love this. After each session, jot down important information about the person you just met, including potential areas of collaboration. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of went over that, but yeah, that's a more, I guess.
What I get from that is my memory sucks. I want to remember something important that they mentioned. So I'll put a little bit of a note on their card that they gave me. So that way, when I look at it again, when I get back to my office, oh yeah, this is the guy that I step into his, I get the car of my dreams without, going to the dealership. Like little things like that will help me remember who that person was. So
yeah,
very, very important.
That's actually something I got to do more of, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I'm the same way, bro. Like I know I give all the tips, but sometimes it's a lot easier for me to give the advice because I'm like stepping away. But when I'm there, I'm like,
the shoemaker has no shoes, as they say.
Yeah, the plumber doesn't have good plumbing. Damn, never mind. The barber, the barber is bald. All right, let's see here. Speaking of barber, I gotta get a haircut on Monday. Okay, next one. Oof, big one here. Follow up promptly. Send a follow-up email or message within 24 hours while the interaction is still fresh in both of your minds. Amen. 100%. Sorry, I didn't mean to influence your thought. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's another thing I need to get better at. If you see the stack of cards I have here, this is just a little. Webcam. I have way more in another drawer. I need to go through.
My webcam keeps getting blurry here. All right, here's a tip, Steven. Although
I need a little scanner like you, and I need a
fiber. The scanner's cool.
Yeah,
the scanner helps you kind of just put the information in there. But here's what's even cooler. This is where the whole marketing automation guy comes in. So my platform, I already have an automation set where when they're added to the automation, it waits till, from between 7 a.m. to about 8 p.m. in a day. Okay. So if I scan it that night, the next morning, it'll trigger the automations or the first message. It sends out the text. It sends out a voicemail drop. It sends out an email. Hey, it was great seeing you at the speed networking event. I'd love to schedule, I'd love to sit down with you, schedule a time to, see how we can help each other out, whatever. But I have an automation for that. And then what I'll do is I'll scan all those cards. I do have a little scanner here. You see, there it is right there, little Fujitsu Scan Snap. And it scans like 10 cards or maybe like 5 to 10 cards per second. So it crushes them out, and then you can send all those images to an assistant, and they'll go ahead and plug that information into the CRM, so that way it's not on you. That's been my trick, my hack. So follow up, it's crucial. You got to do it. So all right, next one. Be specific. Clearly articulate what makes you different and why they should remember you.
When you're specific, you're terrific. So,
very fine.
particular
very
activator. You gotta let them think of their cousin or their aunt or their sister. You know, you gotta get specific. That's way more effective than trying to be a generalist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, next one. Practice good. I thought I read practice good boy language. Practice good body language. Maintain eye contact, smile, and demonstrate open, inviting posture. Of course. If you're just like slouched, looking around, just kind of just not paying attention, or just looking uncomfortable, or looking at your watch, or
if you don't seem interested,
you're gonna look like you don't care. I agree. All right.
And if you have your phone with you, keep your phone face down.
Yeah, only use it to maybe pass
scan
info or whatever.
cards. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Manage your time. Keep an eye on the time to ensure you cover key points without rushing at the end. Yeah, it's true. I'm gonna put that countdown in the air, in the projector screen, so that way everyone
in the air.
Put it up in the air, man.
Put it in lasers.
Yeah, you do want to keep manage the time, especially with the fact that it's only 2 minutes. You only get 1 minute apiece. You don't want to take away the other person's time, because that's gonna lead to a negative experience for that other person. And of course, you want to make sure that you give them enough info to make them want to reach out to you afterwards. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, next one, and there's 2 more after this. Oh no, just these are the last 2. Be genuine. Authenticity builds trust and rapport more effectively than a hard sell.
Mm-hmm.
Good tip right there. Just don't curse as much. Be honest. I know that people want to be like Gary Vaynerchuk, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Doesn't work for everybody, right? And I'm a Marine, and I know that there's an expression, he curses like a sailor, and I'm like, bro, I curse like a friggin' Marine, which is like a whole different level, baby. So, but I try not to curse. I try to keep that to a minimum. Once in a while, I will curse. But you can be authentic without trying to be too unprofessional. Just have fun with it. What I like to do is I'm Puerto Rican, but everyone thinks I'm Cuban, so I use a lot of like Miami-isms, Miami language, so that way they can be like, oh man, this feels like someone I grew up with, or it feels like someone I went to school with. And that's always been my approach. It's so natural for me to say Dale at the end that people call me Dale, which is funny.
Mm-hmm. Who's Dale? I haven't met him, Dale.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I'm a gringo, but everyone thinks I'm a Cuban, so we got things in common.
Wait a minute, you're not Cuban?
Nah, exactly.
Never mind. All right, last one. Leverage social media. After the event, connect on LinkedIn or other social media platforms to continue the conversation and solidify the relationship. Big deal, especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all you gotta say. Mm-hmm. How good?
Say it one more time. I need to be active listening. Say it one more time. I need to catch the first second.
My pleasure. Your body language says everything. Leverage social. Were you multitasking? Was your wife telling you to go pick up eggs?
No. Is that what you say you're ADD, but I'm actually ADD. Like I took Ritalin all through school, so sometimes I gotta hear a question a second time.
I would have never known, man. All right, so let me say it again.
I'm legit ADD.
Okay. You just one up me with the ADD. All right, cool, man. Congrats. All right, next one. Leverage. Hold on, leverage social media. After the event, connect on LinkedIn or other social media platforms to continue the conversation and solidify the relationship.
There you go, the ADD. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do I connect Probably, yeah, either Instagram or LinkedIn, depending on the person. Because there are actually, that's a good idea is having because each platform gives you a QR code for them to join or to follow you. So having those ready is helpful. Or or I'll open up Instagram and have them put their information in. I'll follow them, and again, send them a message so they don't get lost in the mix. Yeah, and then like with online, I always put out my Instagram or in LinkedIn link. Hey, connect with me here, so that way you're able to connect with people. You're adding more people to your network, and it's just definitely a good thing to do.
Yeah, I like to tell people to go to my Instagram, Miami Marketer, one word. I use Instagram the most because I find it to be the most interesting to me.
Yeah.
But and then Instagram allows you to put your profile information, and then I can also use automation with it as well. But I have to do a lot better with LinkedIn. I know that's a whole market I'm not tapping into. But so LinkedIn, TikTok is another one that I'm missing out on. But Instagram is my favorite one, and then I'll continue kind of just pushing out from there. So, dude, these tips, yeah, I think they're really
solid.
really good. The only one that I would question is the ask open-ended questions one, because I'm not sure what to ask.
I don't think you have that much time.
To
be honest. But yeah, and I prefer Instagram, but I know I do meet people that do prefer LinkedIn as a more professional network. So that's why I try to use both. And then TikTok, I'm not that active on TikTok. I do have some stuff up there, and I do scroll it every now and then, but but it's another untapped source that people experience a lot of growth on as well.
Yeah, I gotta work on that. So, all right, man. So we're getting ready to wrap up. So as a reminder, next Wednesday, November, April 17th, from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., we are hosting the first in-person speed networking event that Steve and I are jointly working together. We've done these in the past, but now we're kind of just working together in this one event. It seems to be going really well. We currently have 157 people registered on the Eventbrite, and we have another 10 on the Meetup side. And the place can only hold between 80 to 100 people, like maximum. The game plan is, although the classroom can seat 40, on the other side of the table will be the other 40. And they're going to be the ones that move in the speed networking, and it's going to be 2 minutes. There will be a wine pour, right? And we have two co-sponsors, Staffy and A to Z Agency. Staffy is Raquel, and A to Z is Alina, right?
Yes, Alina Zerpa.
Alina Zerpa. All right. A to Z. Well, you look at that. A to Z, Alina Zerpa. Wow. Very creative, Lena. I thought it was just A, B, C all the way to the Z, but you covered both. Very, very smart of you.
She's a genius.
They're co-sponsoring the event. Staffy will be giving a presentation. They're also going to be choosing a winner for the prize. There will be prizes. And then so will Alina from A to Z Social Agency as well. There will be 30-minute speed networking sessions. There will be 2 special ones, one for 30 minutes of the first half, bathroom break, and then another one the second half. Get there as early as you can. There's a limit to how many people can be inside. There will be free parking for the first 2 hours. If you decide to stay there after 2 hours, there's a little fee for that. So make sure you got that covered. And that's about it. So if you want to be a part of it, you can go to just send me a message on Instagram or on LinkedIn or wherever you are. Carlos at Miami Marketer, and I'll make sure to send you the link, or you just find it on Eventbrite, in-person speed networking event. You'll find my name, Carlos Vasquez, out there. So that's it, man. Any final words?
And then after this event, Broward, be on the lookout. We're coming to Pembroke Pines.
You're already teasing that out there. All right, with a much bigger spot.
Tuesday after Memorial Day.
With a much bigger spot, bro. So all right, guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out. Talk to you soon. Dale.
All right, dale.